Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna talk about cost of living in Croatia, and here are the factors we're going to cover about the cost of living in Croatia. Firstly, we're going to start with real estate prices in Croatia. Then we're going to talk about groceries, moving out to going out and services, then transportation in the country, and towards the end of the video we're going to talk about salaries and the cost of staying, which is the most important part of the video because I'm going to discuss how much does it actually cost to get a visa and a residence permit to stay in Croatia. And the last part of the video we're going to cover healthcare prices in the country. And before we start, you already know the usual talk. If you want to travel, move, or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other videos, book a consultation call with me, the link is in the description, and most importantly, subscribe. Let's start. So, cost of living in Croatia. The most significant cost you should consider when moving to a country is every cost related to real estate. In the case of Croatia, it is divided into basically three categories: the seaside, Zagreb the capital, and the countryside. Real estate costs on the coast of Croatia are by far the highest in the country. Some parts are definitely more expensive than others, like Dubrovnik, which currently has the most expensive real estate in the country. Other cities on the coast like Split, Rovinj and Zadar are also notoriously expensive. If we consider the coast, prices per square meter can range easily from 2,000 to 6,000 euros. And just a reminder, if you're watching this from the US, 1 square meter is approximately 10.7 square feet. In the old town of Split and Dubrovnik, the prices can climb even further, and some properties even have prices above 10,000 euros per square meter. The prices in the capital Zagreb are significantly lower than in major cities along the coast. Although Zagreb is a bustling city, it welcomes a significantly lower amount of visitors than the coast of the country receives every year, and this of course has a very important impact on real estate prices. The countryside of Croatia is mostly inexpensive, as the population is decreasing and there are very few attractive factors for new residents to move in. The town of Legrad in the Croatian countryside became worldwide famous for selling houses for 1 kuna, less than a quarter, but only for those willing to settle in the town. Now we're gonna talk about groceries. Groceries in Croatia are comparable to other countries in the region, such as Slovenia, Hungary and even Austria. As a full EU member, Croatia benefits from the free market to buy and sell goods from all parts of the bloc. This reflects on the availability of products you will find in Croatian supermarkets. So if you visit a supermarket chain in the country like Spar or Konzum, you will see prices very similar to other countries in the European Union. But there is one significant difference. Since salaries in Croatia are lower than in Slovenia or Austria, for example, locals will find prices in the country to be more expensive, according to their purchasing power. The cheapest groceries in Croatia are the local produce, so dairy foods and local poultry or even meat are good options if you want to pay a lower than average price on food during your visit. If you choose the local produce, this is probably going to be a good idea. As a matter of fact, Croatia has excellent organic food, as well as excellent wines and some of the best seafood you'll find in Central Europe. Next topic is going out and services. Going out and services in Croatia are slightly cheaper than Western Europe, but even inside the country there are significant differences. Since salaries in this Balkan country are considerably lower than in Western Europe, any price that includes a service is often lower than in countries like France or Germany. But that is not always the case. On the Adriatic coast and during season, you will find that prices are actually high and comparable to Western European summer destinations like Italy or Spain. Croatia is one of the closest countries with a large coastline for a huge number of European residents, such as those living in Slovakia, Hungary, Austria, Serbia, Czech Republic, etc. For that reason, the demand for services on the coast is far greater than the supply. You can expect to pay a lot, especially in accommodation and restaurants during summer on the Adriatic coast. Dubrovnik, just like when it comes to real estate, is the most expensive city to go out in Croatia. In the rest of the country, including the capital Zagreb, prices are moderate and comparable to other Central European countries like Hungary and Slovenia. Next topic, transportation. Transportation infrastructure in Croatia is actually quite good. all things considered. The western part of the country is highly mountainous, so this used to be a problem, especially when building roads and railways in this coastal region. But lately, with the help of EU funding, the infrastructure in Croatia has improved a lot. On the coast, there are also many ferries connecting the islands to the mainland, most of them performed by Jadrolinija, a company headquartered in Rijeka that has its foundation dating back to Yugoslavia. Regarding costs, it is quite cheap to travel inside and to Croatia. Ferries, buses and train tickets are usually very affordable. Getting to the country can be also quite cheap, with many low-cost airlines flying to several Croatian cities, including Zagreb, Split, Rijeka and Dubrovnik. In the capital, Zagreb, public transport is widely available and inexpensive. There are trams and buses in Zagreb, but there is not a single city with a metro system in the country. The next topic is salaries. Croatia has average salaries which are considered low for a number of European Union members, but it is comparable to other countries in the region, like Slovenia, Hungary or Slovakia. The average net salary in the capital Zagreb currently hovers around 1,000 euros net per month. In cities along the coast, the figures are also similar, but the availability of jobs is highly seasonal. The country, however, has considerably higher salaries than its Balkan neighbors, with average salaries being much higher than those in Serbia, Montenegro and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now let's talk about the cost of staying in Croatia. This involves the price you pay to get a residence permit in case you are a freelancer or working for a company abroad or a retiree or a businessman. This section is actually very important because it can make a critical difference in your decision of moving to Croatia or not. If you are an EU citizen, the cost of getting a residence permit in Croatia is nearly negligible. All you have to do is go to your local police station, register your stay regardless of your purpose, may it be coming to study, work, to retire or just to enjoy Croatia, and that's it. If you are a non-EU citizen, things are fairly more complicated. If you are a student or if you found a job in Croatia, there is not much mystery to that, and costs are really low. If you are a businessman, a digital nomad or a retiree, things are complicated. For digital nomads, you can get a 1-year non-renewable permit at a very low cost. The problem is that it is non-renewable. You must leave the country for a few months before you can reapply for it, and it also does not lead to permanent residency or citizenship. If you want to start a business in Croatia, you will need to hire 3 Croatian or EU nationals to justify your residence permit. This is extremely costly, especially when you are a retiree, for example, and don't want to have a high overhead or even run a business altogether. The last aspect we're going to cover is health insurance. All foreigners residing in Croatia need to have health insurance in order to get and renew their residence permits in the country. If you are an EU citizen, you can use your EU health card for a while in the country. But if you're not from the EU, you will have to enter the Croatian health insurance system, HZZO, in the first months of your stay. If you're not coming to work, you will probably have to pay a one-time fee of around 1,000 euros to enter the social security system, and then a monthly fee. If you're coming to work, you don't have to pay this initial fee, and the monthly fee is deducted from your salary. Although recently there are more and more private clinics in the country, as a foreigner you have to be a part of the public system, and if you wish, you can also get an extra private health insurance policy. Now my final budget considerations regarding moving to Croatia. To sum up, the cost of living in Croatia is moderate for European standards. You can have a quite pleasant life if you earn 1,000 euros per month or more. It is also possible to live in Croatia with less. As a matter of fact, the average net salaries are below 1,500 euros per month in Croatia, well below if you consider areas outside the capital Zagreb and the main cities on the coast. If you don't have to pay rent, you can easily live in Croatia as a single person with anything from 600 to 1,000 euros per month, depending on the city. Anything beyond 2,000 euros a month will provide you a great lifestyle in Croatia for one person. The problem, however, is that if you are a non-EU citizen and you are not working in Croatia, it makes very little sense to stay in the country permanently, as you will have to keep up with extremely high costs just to be eligible to stay in the country year-round if you are not an employee or married to a local. If you're not an EU citizen and you would like to live in the region, there are quite many other interesting residence permit options in countries like Slovenia, Hungary, Serbia and Montenegro, as well as in Bosnia and Herzegovina. In all of these countries, you can create grounds for your stay by opening a company, for example, and you don't need to hire any locals to be able to renew your residence permit. That's it for today's video. Write down in the comments section what do you think about the cost of living in Croatia if you have been already to the country or if you're considering moving to the country. And to end the video, the usual gibberish. If you want to travel, move, or invest abroad, hit the like button, check our other videos. We have plenty of them talking about Croatia. Book a consultation call with me. Let's plan your immigration strategy together. And most importantly, subscribe. See you next time.